What is up, my friends? Jesse with Just Man Sports Cards. Gonna kind of do a 90s recap of highest selling cards. Basically, some cards that hit all-time highs. I think I have about 8 cards picked out here using Card Ladder. First one up is Jordan Warp Speed BGS 9.5. Set a new all-time record at 3,700. You can scroll out to all time and see that this card really jumped. Out of all the cards I'm going to show today, this one's kind of the oddball to me because the 10 is pricey, but not that much more expensive. So you could have maybe been patient or, and just had an extra grand on hand and grabbed a 10. The 9 point, there's 50 10s. The 9.5 is a really low pop. But then if you compare it to the 9, the 9s go for the 600 range, 700 range, if you're patient. And it's a pop of 200, so not super high pop, but that's the biggest one that doesn't quite make sense to me. And if you're chasing a limited pop, then it is what it is. Most of these are going to be Jordan. If you guys are interested in me doing more of these videos, these are basically sales all of the last 30 days that hit the all-time high. Just let me know, and I can dig up other players. Jordan, high voltage. This has always been kind of a pricey card. 8.5. There's just not many of these in high grades. 1,100. I feel like that's not that bad. We'll check out the 9s, what the 9s do. Yeah, and I think I would have been patient and had the extra, or I don't know. That was BGS 9, right? That set the all, or it was 8.5, right? Yeah. So it must have been just like a really strong copy, and they saw that they could maybe cross over to 9, but even then it's like, I think I would have just bought a 9. 9's a pop 84, which is pretty low. 1,400 for that's not bad. This is basically what Natural Born Thrillers goes for in a 9, maybe a little less, and then the 10 is super low pop 18, but new all-time high on that one. Next card up is Hot List, pop 27, PSA 10. Someone grabbed it for 2,800, almost $3,000. Pop 27, Jordan's other 10 stuff. This isn't a super rare card, but it's kind of hard to grade. Pop 143 and the 9 is 262. So maybe I try to look at this stuff and see if there's like value somewhere in it. So then you go 260 for 143, and then a 10 has been in the 1,500. That's like a 7x multiplier. Yeah. This seems like these are all good buys to me in the 230, 240, 260 range. I could see this one slowly growing. The card's pretty cool in hand. I have some PSA 8s. Here's a non-Jordan Thunder and Lightning. This is a set I've been following for 2 or 3 years. PSA 9. There's only a pop 3. And you can click on this if you're not used to Card Ladder and see the total population. So there's 8 8s, 8 7s, 5 6s, 1 10. It also tells you the Beckett population. It's a little confusing, but I think, yeah, you just do that to bring you back to this page. So this pop 3, 110. So you're talking about 4 copies. 775. I don't know I think that's might be a good buy. Last sale was, what is that, 5 years ago? So these have kind of caught on for all players. It's a pull rate of like 1 in 288 packs. They're really condition sensitive. And sometimes these cards just dry up once collectors really like holding on to them. So you never know. This is a card I would love to have, not necessarily in a 10. I think I went after a copy of this not too long ago, but you can see quite expensive, 33 grand. It's sold. So in the last 10 years, it's sold 4 times. I mean, those are some pretty. There's only 6 copies of it, but in the last, basically sells every 4 to 6 years. Really cool card. I guess I could have done this on some of the other ones. This is the plus, so this is the foil version. The non-plus version is just the paper version. The paper version's one. You get one of them in per box. The scoring plus is 1 in 288 packs, or maybe even higher, like 360. So like basically 1 in 9 or 10 boxes. Really condition sensitive. The backs are all black. Prone to chipping. 9 on this. Yeah, there's only a pop 9. I have some Iversons. He's in this set. It's one of my favorite rookies of his. The plus. There's the normal version too. So 3, and then the 8s. Let's see, what have those been doing? Yeah. I might have to go after an 8. But then you look at the. Yeah, I guess it's just sometimes what you can afford. I think I was bidding around this range, 780, and this is what it went for. So that was, about a year ago. So this is like a card I personally would need to save up for, but there's really only like 50 copies out there of that or that grade or higher. Thrill Seekers, another 288 packs. This is lenticular, is I think what they call this. It's like what the hot numbers are. For me, this is like an easy pass. It's just not my jam. It's not what does it for me on cards. So, which is sometimes nice because then it's like, okay, it's just one that I don't need in my collection. I never thought I'd be that way, but I've gotten that way where I can like. So the 10 went for 25 grand. It sells about once a year on average, I would say. 18 copies. 9. There's 39 copies. It's a little higher. And then let's see what the 8 is. Yeah, so the 8 is like close to $1,000 more than the Scoring King Plus. I'd much rather have this card. How about you guys? The Thrill Seekers in the 8 for 20 for 2 grand, or you could maybe snipe one of these for. It's gonna probably run you 1,300. I would want this one, the Scoring King Plus. Last card, the Rose Zero. So this is kind of an interesting one. It hit all-time high, and then it was like a week later, it went right back down. But we can look at the all-time on this. Yeah, it seems like 4 grand is the sweet spot. Some of these cards just don't like. This version, it's probably not going to look that much different in hand from a 10 to 9 to an 8. An 8 might have like a weird print line or something that might drive you crazy. Might drive me crazy. I should talk about myself. So I could see paying up in that case. But you could probably get an 8 that just has like a weird, little bit of whiting or something on a corner. That type of stuff doesn't bother me that much. But came out a very expensive product. The 9s do about $1,000. I do own 2 9s for full transparency. I don't own any 8s. So I'm a fan of this card, and I bought it. Yeah, I bought it in December of 2022. So it's around Christmas time. Sometimes stuff dips. I think that's and 2 copies sold on that day, and I bought both copies. It was on a PWCC auction. I think one went for $660 and the other one went for $80. So when 2 sell on a day, they just average the sales rate. 10 sell on a day, they just averaged the sales for that day. So it's kind of like a weird data point there, but I was happy to add essentially, I guess I paid $7.20 for each copy if you average them plus tax. So that's what I'm into those cards for, and long term hold, even at a pop 117. So that's what I have for you guys today. Is the last 30 days. I picked out some Jordan cards and then the Hardaway. If this is of interest to you guys, just let me know. I can maybe do it weekly or every 2 weeks and just go through and pick out the data on what's trending. Sometimes I'm not crazy about sharing some stuff because there is some stuff I'm trying to target myself and pick up and put into my collection. What I'm really focusing on right now is some inserts from 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97. Just kind of low dollar stuff, I would say. Like stuff, some PSHs you can pick up for like $25. But if you look at the pop, some of them, it's interesting. So I've been really going through and looking at the pop report, and then some PSA 9s that you can pick up for 60, $70. But I think all that stuff I think it's going to slowly get scooped up because there's like less than 200 total copies out there of the stuff I've been targeting. And I could see it doubling in the next 2 to 3 years. So I'm trying to pick up 2 or 3 copies. That way, when it doubles, I can sell a copy and then I'll have a copy basically for free. Kind of a long play. But with Jordan, I never feel bad about picking up his stuff. So I'll catch you guys later.